Hey,
Hi, Mike. Thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate
yeah,
you coming in. I know life can be really busy and challenging, so taking this time for yourself is really important.
yeah, thanks for being able to meet. So,
Sure. So before we
yeah.
get started, I just kind of want to touch base, let you know I'm going to be writing some things down, just to kind of make sure I can get a good history and, we kind of touch on some things that hopefully in the future we can, come back to and address anything. So if you see me writing, that's all that is, okay?
All right, not a
Okay.
problem.
We're just gonna, I'll ask a few standard questions, but before I do, why don't you tell me a little bit about what brings you in today?
Um, so it, I guess I don't really know where to begin. My wife is pretty much the reason that I'm here, and her want for me to talk to somebody. I mean, I guess I know. I've never really done anything like this before. Uh, so the long and short of it is I went to the doctor the other day and I'm I'm 55. So, I knew I wasn't feeling good. I've lost a bunch of weight recently, which I mean, I guess isn't a problem to lose weight, but because I know I've struggled with a little bit of extra weight,
Yeah.
but I've lost quite a bit in a short amount of time and really have no desire for food or really a lot
Oh, okay.
anymore. Um, so when I went to the doctor, it's my primary care who I've seen pretty much my whole life. And she knows that I drink.
Okay.
Um, and we did some tests and I got called back in and found out that my liver is it's not really functioning like it's supposed to.
Oh,
So
dear.
she talked about like failure and stuff like that. So um clearly, I'm only 55. I'm not ready to go anywhere and clear, I want my wife's nervous. Um
Sure.
and if I'm being honest, I mean I am too. I
Okay.
I've known for a long time this is could happen. I guess I never really thought that it would be me that it happened to. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing all of that. I know sometimes saying
Mhm,
those things out loud, they can be hard to hear, you know.
mhm,
Just one thing, you mentioned that you drink. Do you
mhm.
feel like is this just a casual drinking? Do you feel like this is more of an issue? Is it something that you've been, dealing with long term, or how would you describe your drinking?
I guess I've never really known my life without drinking, to
Okay.
be completely brutally honest with you. My parents both were heavy alcoholics um and passed away because of it. Um, I've pretty much drank my whole life. I saw it growing up and I have two older sisters and the three of us together, it really wasn't easy in our house. Mom and dad were both functioning alcoholics, just one functioned a little bit better
Okay.
than the other. And unfortunately, where my sisters were smart enough to stay away, I really wasn't. And
Okay.
and I'm really nervous, um, more so about my own kids because I'm seeing the same tendencies in them, of what I developed from my parents. And clearly I know
Okay.
because my wife doesn't drink that this is because of me. So, you know, um, I've
Well,
drank for a long time.
I can hear you kind of taking that on, taking that responsibility on. And that's something that we'll get to in the future. But there's a lot more to that than just you taking that on. So just a couple questions. You mentioned you're married. How long have you been married?
I've been married 20 plus years.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and you mentioned how many children do you have?
I have five. I have
Oh,
five
God bless
kids.
you.
Yeah, they're all they're all they're doing well
Okay.
despite minor, and I guess it's not minor. I have to stop saying that, but despite what the alcohol part, all my children are in happy relationships.
Okay.
Um it's the two struggle, but like clearly, I've showed him that it's possible. I still hold the job, so it's not like I'm a fall down drunk. I'm I still function every day.
Okay.
So
You mentioned that you work. So where are you working?
I work for a construction company,
Okay.
so I kind of do the office work. I started out working in the field. It was an easy job, especially with my drinking, because I couldn't find the focus when I started going to college. I quickly found out it was just not for me. I was more hands-on,
Okay.
and I found kind of common people in what I was
Sure.
doing.
Okay.
And it just kind of developed to the next stage. So I've held that job for probably, oof, I'd say like 17 years at this point. So I've been there pretty
Okay.
much my whole life. Yeah,
Well, that's good. I mean,
working
that shows a
life.
lot of commitment. 17 years to your job. That's obviously you're a hard worker. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
and I'm lucky because they do know about my drinking, and they've been very
Okay.
forgiving on some things. So
All right. All right. So, Mike, can you think of a time where maybe you weren't drinking, or have you ever tried to stop drinking ever?
yes, I did try to stop drinking.
Okay.
Um, I even recently after the doctor visit, I came home. I was like, I haven't had a drink um since it was probably like a week ago, but it lasted maybe 3 days. It felt terrible, and it just made me really, really, really sick. And on top of everything, like I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to go into hospital care. And these feelings are like really big and overwhelming. And, alcohol is, besides my wife, has been my best friend. So it's just a lot easier to cope.
Yeah. Okay. And hopefully, as we continue to talk and meet, we can come up with some other coping skills because, you're sharing a lot of what I'm hearing is a lot of, really in-depth feelings, being scared and worried, taking on a lot of guilt and responsibility for your children. So you really sound like you have a lot that you are trying to manage right now. And,
Yeah.
if your management skill has been alcohol, and it kind of makes sense that's where you would turn. So we can maybe work on finding a different, coping skill because as you said, which is a great strength, you're not ready to give up. You're not throwing in the towel.
No, I can't. I have a family that still needs me. So I'm not ready. I'm not there, but having seen it with my parents, it's a lot. It's a lot to process. I know what it looks like, and I foolishly did not take note of that. So until now.
All right. Well, again, you're taking note of it now. So let's focus on that right now and just kind of move forward with that feeling of and I hear that you have a lot of love for your family. I mean, you want to be
Mhm.
here for them, you're working to support them. You sounds like you have five, as you said, kids that are doing really well, with some minor struggles that they're working through and issues, but you want to be here to help them with that. And that says a lot about your character right there.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, a couple other questions, Mike. Were you ever in the military at all?
No.
No
No.
military.
I wanted to. There was hopes, but you can't be an alcoholic in the military.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no, I just couldn't get past it.
Okay, so that would be a time maybe where drinking stopped you from doing something?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. And where do you live right now, Mike? Do you live like you and your wife own your home or?
Yes, we own a home.
Okay,
We actually own like a home that right around the corner from where I work, which is good.
okay.
I we helped build it, my construction company. So
Oh, okay.
um we own the house. We actually own two, and I'm able to, which is really great. I walk to work because I've lost my license and I can't
Okay,
really, that's what I mean. Like, work's been really great by giving me my office job because I can't drive our equipment anymore.
okay,
Um, I do a lot of the back end of things.
okay.
So,
So, even with these, difficulties and challenges you're facing, you're still able to make it to work. You're that's a great character to be such a hard worker, as I said. So, focus on that positive aspect that you're doing. Um, Getting back to the medical piece,
mhm.
has the doctor made any suggestions to you, what else besides obviously the obvious stop drinking that you could do? Is there any medications or anything that they're talking about?
Not yet because I am scheduled to go see a specialist.
Okay,
Um, but to be quite honest, I'm a little apprehensive about it because hearing a
sure.
definitive answer is a little that's kind of where when I start thinking about that piece is when I want to drink even more.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And that's those are fair, and legitimate feelings. And I'm glad that you're able to put a name to those feelings, the apprehension, the fear of actually hearing that. So that's good that you're able to do that, that you're not ignoring those feelings and that you are feeling them. And again, we're gonna work on trying to find some other, you know, more positive coping skills. Okay. And
mhm,
and you have your wife that you're thinking of and her and you said she's been your biggest support. So I think that
yeah.
sounds like, you obviously have a strong relationship with her.
Hmm. Yeah, we do. She knows the struggle. She knows how hard this is for me. It's brutal. It, I'm trying. I'm really trying. Um,
Yeah.
it's just a lot. It's, you know, it's like cutting off an arm or something, right? You've learned to live with it your whole life, and now it's a lot. So,
Okay. And do you
mhm.
think thinking ahead that, you know, you would be able to stop drinking if it came, if the specialist came and said, this is really the only way?
That's kind of the question that I
Okay.
was really hoping that we could work through because I want to say yes, but I really don't know. I'm really scared to give this up. I don't know why. I know it's stupid. I
It's not
know I need
stupid.
to. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it
And
it is
I'm not.
hard. If it
Mhm.
were easy, everybody would be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of, coming to the end of our time here, Mike. And I just want to say I'm really happy that you came in and that you were able to be so honest and share your
Mhm.
feelings. I do think you have a lot going on. I'm hearing loud and clear that you're very scared and apprehensive, and that's totally understandable. I think anybody hearing medical diagnosis gets, a little apprehensive. So I think for now, just kind of take a deep breath. I think, you have a strong relationship with your wife. You can go to the appointment, she'll be with you. And I hope that we can meet again to kind of talk through this and these feelings that you're having, of fear and apprehension. And just, some of the worry thoughts that you're experiencing. I can tell you have a lot of worry thoughts going on, that we
Yeah.
can we can address those and come up with, a plan to work together as a team to kind of get you to where you need to be and hopefully feeling better. Does that sound like a
Yeah.
good plan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Any help's better than what I got. So, yeah, I'm there.
Oh, good,
Mhm.
good. Well, I really appreciate you coming in, Mike. Again, if you
Yeah,
need
thanks.
anything before our next visit, don't hesitate to reach out, okay? I'm sure
Okay.
leading up to that appointment, you're gonna, as you said, you're already apprehensive as it gets closer. You might be experiencing more, so you can reach out if you need to reach out, okay? We can get you through that appointment,
All right.
okay?
Thanks so much. Yeah.
All right, I really appreciate
All
you
right.
coming in. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Great. All right, thanks, Mike.
Yep. Thank you.